Yo, welcome to the video. Alright, this is a very cool setup and I want to show y'all exactly what I'm saying. And boom. Alright, so I ordered a ring light last week and the attachment that came to like fit into the ring is only made for a phone. And the phone versus the camera sucks. The quality is not as good. So what we're gonna do instead is, you already just saw how this makeshift ring light vlog situation is going on now. Let's get into the video. Let's talk about some shit that I've been thinking about. I'm using my phone so we have things to talk about that's in chronological order from my life, what I posted on Instagram. Alright, so the first thing, all of your problems have one thing in common. You take some responsibility, change some things in your life. Take more responsibility, change more things in your life. You happy with where you at? Alright, so I asked that question because we're 2 months into quarantine. I don't know the future of my career. I don't know the future of my job status. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with the world right now, because every time I log onto YouTube, there's a live show about Trump this, coronavirus that, this happened here, all of this stuff. And then on the news, just reading about Ahmad running and being hunted down like a fucking animal by these two white racist people in the South, which makes me never want to live in the South. But racism is still alive during a pandemic and in 2020. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't understand the mentality of somebody that has so much hate in his heart for another person or another race just because they have darker skin than you. It doesn't even make any sense to me when you just break it down and understand because they are less than and this and that, and I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. And I can't even talk about like I'm safe being at home, because I just saw something on Instagram yesterday about a black lady who was killed in her sleep because the cops thought she was somebody else. And I'm just like, I don't understand what the world is coming to. And I really think that there's distractions that the news puts in our heads so it can take us away from focus on the shit that really matters. So I try not to watch the news. Sorry, I lied. I do not watch the news because I know that for the majority of news reporting, it's going to be filled with negative news. And I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to be around that shit. I don't want it to influence my thoughts and my actions for the rest of the day. It's like if I don't have this problem, but let's say if I'm a shopaholic and I'm a shopaholic, and being a shopaholic, I can't control my spending. But I'm on the internet, on different websites, looking at shit to buy every day, even though I know that I have a shopping problem and I can't control it. If you don't get online, if you block the sites that you normally visit, put yourself on timeout, then you would be able to surf the internet without accruing more debt. Back to the meme that I was talking about. So all of these problems have one thing in common, and I spoke about it a little bit on Instagram, so I want to flesh it out here on YouTube. I'll use real life examples. Let's talk about like 3 problems. I don't have a job because of coronavirus. I lost a lot of clients because of coronavirus. The girl that I really like is not in New York anymore. She went back home because of coronavirus. And then the relationship with my mom is not getting any better, not because of coronavirus, just because she's fucking stubborn and she doesn't listen. So, and also I realized something too when we had an argument the last time. I really get this. When people tell me that I sound condescending, I don't understand it. When people tell me that I speak in a way where it seems like I'm superior and you're inferior, I don't understand it. And it finally made sense after 31 years when I had an argument with my mom and her telling me that she has a higher level of thinking and that we would not be able to understand her level of thinking because we're dumb, whatever the case is. And I'm just like, how can you think so low of others? How can you think so high of yourself when you have... When she has, I was going to go into specifics, when she has a lot of health complications and she currently doesn't have a job because of bullshit. People can live in their own world and have a completely different reality from what's going on in the real world and what's happening around them. And even though it's family, I'm not going to tolerate it. So we haven't spoke for a long time, and she called me randomly, and I guess now we're like on a semi-good basis, but it's because I'm not going to tolerate... I'm not going to encourage, or what's the word I'm looking for? Where somebody enable. I'm not going to enable even if though it's my mom, I'm not going to enable anybody in this world to continue a bad habit when I know that they're much better than this and they can change and they can improve. Repeating the same things to my mom again and again about the reasons why our relationship is broken, I think finally clicked, and she's understanding stuff. So we haven't argued in a long time. We haven't argued in a while. I didn't wish her a happy Mother's Day because that's another story for another day. And she took offense to that and sent me a paragraph of text. And I called her afterwards, but apparently she goes to sleep. She's old, so old people can go to sleep just like that. Anyway, now let's work down the chain. I'm not training the amount of people I used to in person, and online I lost a bunch of people. Everyone responds to a panic very, very differently. And I think in this panic, people are looking for the answers. People are looking for not a leader, but somebody to lead them through this uncharted territory. Nobody in history has went through something like this. But if you keep this in perspective, that we have a pandemic, we have a problem. How do we solve this problem? If nobody knows the solution for right now, or that the solution is months away, years away, a vaccine, then what can you control right now? And I had a conversation with a client before this, so it got me thinking again, is if watching the news upsets you, don't watch the news. But how can you get the news, or how can you get the important things from the news delivered to you in a way that doesn't make you angry from watching the news? So she told me, oh, my husband sends me videos and like small clips and articles every day. I could just watch that. Her friends do the same thing as well. All right, cool. So we found a problem, and the alternative or a solution to this problem is don't watch the news, but get the news without the bullshit and get the news without the bias. So you get it from your husband, you get it from your friends and coworkers. Another thing she was saying was she's higher up and she had to let go of a few people. And I'm like, when I lost my dad in 2009, the world didn't stop spinning. The world keeps going on. Nobody is so important. Not one thing is so important that the world completely stops. You know when the world will completely stop? When we get fucking aliens or if a comet hits the earth. But if those two things don't happen, then we can survive more catastrophes than we think. But if we live in the moment, but we're only living in the moment operating out of fear, it's going to make every decision, every action that we do negative, or it's not going to be helping the cause, helping the situation. So she had to let go of a few people. And basically what I told her was like, that person who lost their job is going to find another job. Or if things get better, get rehired again. But you can't think about the future because that's when you're going to get anxious. And you can't dwell on the past because that's when you're going to be sad. So live in the moment. She also said something about her daughter, and it was just like, you're going to have an honest conversation with her and tell her how you feel and the reasons why you feel. And not like she needs to have a solution or she needs to change her behavior, but if she's not aware of the things that are upsetting you and you're not telling her, then she thinks everything is fine or it's not that big of a deal. When inside your head, it's the most important thing in the world. What I can control on my end is making sure that I can still put out useful content that's going to help somebody if they read this, right? I also do some funny shit, some funny memes or funny videos every now and then. But that's more of just like, you can't be one. I'm never one type of person all the time. I'm never serious about all the time or funny, goofy about all the time. I like to sprinkle it in everywhere. So, if we're going through a pandemic, what are the things that we can't control, right? You can control what you consume in terms of food, in terms of drinks, in terms of information, in terms of entertainment, and people. and energy. These are the things that you are consuming on a daily basis. And if you have good things and bad things that you're consuming on a daily basis, but the bad things outweigh the good things, why? Ask yourself why. So I asked her, watching the news, what does it give her? And it makes her angry. So if it makes you angry, don't do it. But what do you need to get from the news? So me losing clients, me not having the ability to help people on a one-on-one basis, what I can do is the information that I would give them or anybody else that's interested in working with me when we have a conversation, I'm trying to pick out gems and little nuggets that one thing can stand on its own, and then we can just talk about it, because it's all just topics. Like, if you don't know what to eat, you're going to eat food later on, but let's talk about that. What are you going to enjoy? What would you enjoy taste-wise? And if that taste-wise, is it going to make your stomach upset or not afterwards? Or let's choose something a little less unhealthy, a little less processed, and something that you could possibly cook at home. And if you could focus and do these habits, right? It's like these habits, if I do it long enough, my identity changes. I become this type of person. So if you want to focus on improving who you are overall, choose little things, or just like you track macros or you track calories if you want to lose weight, you track your habits and track the things that you do every single day, and then what comes of that, and actually what comes before that. Because when I wake up, if I only have 5 hours of sleep, I'm going to feel very different than having 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep. So if I wake up with little sleep, what food choices am I going to do? Am I going to work out that day? What's my energy like that day as well? Versus like if I had 8, 9, 10 hours of day, I'm going to feel more rested. I'm going to make smarter choices with the foods that I'm eating, and it's going to help me. I'm also going to work out that day. I'm going to be more active. I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to be a better person to be around because I have rested and I took care of Abel. It's another thing I told her was, take care of take care of yourself first, because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. Yeah, so I'm still getting along with my book it's just jumping shit. This is a very long fucking video. The girl that I really like and I'm interested in is no longer in New York. She went back home. And if you ask the people in my life right now, does Abel have feelings? They will all tell you no. And I had no feelings because I had no distractions. Like I was focused on things, focused on work. And now that work has changed and my workload has diminished, been eliminated, I have time to think about things, more things. And now when I'm just like, I wake up, I think about this girl. Throughout the day, think about this girl. At nighttime, I'm like, I wonder what she's doing, but I don't want to bother her. I don't want to be that person that's annoying to you, just like other people can be annoying to me, calling me randomly, texting me all the time. But if it's a person that you like, that you're interested in, for me, I treat friends all the same, but if I'm really interested in a girl, I treat her way differently. So long story short, I have feelings for somebody who has expressed that they had feelings for me. She's also younger than me, so she's probably like in a phase where she's not trying to take anyone seriously. But I can't make somebody like me back. I can't make somebody want to be with me, right? I can't force that shit to happen. Because if you force a relationship, same thing as like you force a person to try and change, they're going to rebel, they're going to fight back, and it's not going to be the outcome that you expected or wanted. So what can Abel do? Abel can respond back to texts, to calls. Abel can be there. Abel can send you funny stuff. I can be a good friend. I can be a really, really good friend. So if I can't have this girl as a girlfriend, can I have her as a friend? All right, cool. And then can I make that friendship really, really good? So if the basis of a lot of relationships start off with a good friendship, then let's work on a good friendship. And if nothing comes of it, then nothing comes of it. And I don't want to be a person that gives in order to receive, where I'm expecting something nice because I did something nice. So right now, Abel is trying to focus on work, because work does not disappoint. Work is always rewarding, and I'm much happier being productive versus being in my feelings. Because you don't like me. I'm back down to I think that was everything from the problem shit. I'm back down to a weight that I was last year. I'm back down to a weight that I was last month, and I experienced a lot of fluctuations just because I've been eating like an asshole. So I spent $245 at BJ's, and I have only ate out once since then. So we're making good progress. I finished The Arrow on Netflix. It has 8 seasons. I cried so many fucking times during this. And it's not because I'm soft or I'm a bitch. It's because a lot of things towards the middle and end of the seasons, well, in the beginning too, but there's a lot of episodes where it was dwelling on losing a father, losing a mother, even though I haven't physically lost my mom, and having bad relationships with family and with friends. And I don't have a dad anymore. My mom, the relationship with my mom is strained, and I don't have many friends because I just don't. I'm a person who enjoys being home. I'm a person who enjoys being alone. And because of that, I tend to push people away. I've also moved around a lot when I was growing up. And I never had the same friends from elementary school to middle school to high school to college and then post-college. Like I've always been in different places and had different people, different groups of friends. But The Arrow is very, very good. The last season, I didn't like the ending just because I felt like it was shortened and they just got to the point. But I cried so many fucking times. Anyway, I'm watching Too Hot to Handle on Netflix right now, and it makes me want to have abs and be sexy again and be very, very lean. So I'm headed back there. Worked out today, worked somebody else out today. So today was the first day where I did in-person training with an old client, and yeah, we made it happen. She's been asking me for a while. I'm usually coming up with excuses because I just like being alone and by myself that much, but we finally made it happen. I got a shout out from one of my friend coaches. I don't really know him I don't know him personally, but met him through the internet, which again, the internet can be a great tool if you know how to use it. And that's about it. Alright, cool. Jesus Christ, that was a very, very long video. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully I can continue. Hopefully. Till next time. If you made it to the end, thank you for listening. I really, really appreciate you. Keep dreaming, keep believing, keep working. Be somebody. Let's fucking get it.